everyone, welcome to Shooting for Scratch. My name's Pete and this is my second in a series of supplementary videos in which I identify each of my individual swing floors that I'm working on with my coach Dan Whitaker and talk about the swing floor itself, the problems that it's causing, how we're going to go about addressing it and how I'm going to practice things down at the range along with some feelings and drills and so on, where applicable. So, in this video I wanted to talk about the fact that I was struggling to get my left shoulder behind the ball previously. What I was doing is rotating around my head as a very central point, thinking that this made my swing more consistent and more stable, but as you can possibly see, my upper back actually falls towards the target in that direction. Now, even though it feels like I'm rotating very centrally, I am actually getting my weight a little bit too much over onto my left-hand side, and it doesn't even feel like it. It does a bit now that I'm trying different things, now I recognise it, but previously I had no idea. Now, from this position, you've kind of got two options. You either shift your weight back over onto your right-hand side in order to clear your body out of the way for impact, that's a reverse pivot, or, which is what I was doing, fall ahead of the ball. And that creates massive timing issues as well, because not only was I having to time flinging my arms away from my body through impact, but I was also having to time the rotation of the club face with my hands in order to square the club face. And if your weight is now ahead of the ball, you're now having to introduce a flip as well, so almost like a chicken wing, to sort out your angle of attack. If I didn't flip enough, I would hit the ball fat. If I flipped it too much, I would hit it thin. And if I mistimed, over-closed the club face and was coming down without flipping enough, I would then trap the ball between the club face on the hosel and end up with a shank. So three obviously really undesirable shots that was being caused by the fact that I just wasn't getting my left shoulder behind the ball and then falling ahead of the ball through impact. To address this, what we need to do, or actually I'll tell you what, in between, in my first lesson Dan told me I needed to get my left shoulder behind the ball. I never used to have a hip sway at all, but over the last 2 or 3 weeks, because I knew I had to get my left shoulder behind the ball, but I didn't really understand how, I was developing this huge sway, and I thought, yeah, I'm being really successful, now I'm getting my left shoulder behind the ball. But actually the method to achieve it was completely incorrect. So now that I understand the way to do it is to get a much deeper hip turn, and that enables me to keep my weight more on my right hand side, but also get my left shoulder behind the ball. Now, the feeling that I have when I'm doing this is it's a lot more athletic, that's the first thing, and I'm to not allow my hips to sway, obviously, and I'm not allowed to let my right knee come out over the centre of my right foot. To begin my backswing, it feels as if my right buttock is turning towards the target. Now, it doesn't feel quite as extreme as this, because that feels more like a collapse of my body towards the left-hand side, towards the target. It feels more rotational, like I'm almost like a corkscrew twisting more into the ground. And I feel a lot of tension through my right hamstring and through my right buttock, and it feels really as if I'm sitting down a lot. It feels like a very athletic and powerful position, I have to say. And it kind of makes sense to me straight away. It's the missing piece of the puzzle as to how to get my left shoulder across. So actually, I don't think it's going to take a huge amount of effort at the range to get it to bed in, but I'm obviously going to have to work on it consciously until it's second nature. I'll be honest, my left wrist set felt a lot more unnatural, and I still feel like I'm battling with that, whereas this feels almost like it's settled in straight away. Taking my left wrist set into account, obviously, and my takeaway, I'll then begin turning my right buttock. It'll feel like it's turning towards the target quite a lot. I'll feel as if I'm sitting down a lot. I'll feel tension in my right hamstring and my right buttock. I'm not allowed to let my right knee go over my right foot, and obviously I'm not allowed to sway. I'm looking to see a bit of daylight appearing between my right hip and a sort of imaginary line from the start point. I'll be checking these things in the mirror down the line and face on. Obviously I'll be making sure that my left shoulder is actually getting behind the ball. I'll be checking that my right shoulder's tucked in, and then I'll take 2 or 3 practice swings and get a feel for these positions, and then I'll allow myself to hit a ball. And I'll just take my 54-degree wedge and my 8 iron, get a bucket of 50 balls, 2, 3, 4 practice swings, and then allow myself to hit through. Again, I'm not basing the quality of the swing on the result of the shot. So a good shot does not mean a good swing, a bad shot does not mean a bad swing. It's just a method to allow myself to release the tension and to keep the feeling of moving out of those positions, those new positions at the top. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I really do appreciate it when you subscribe. It really encourages me and helps me. The thumbs ups are always great, and any comments that you can leave are very helpful. It's really helping me to learn more by interacting with you. So yeah, it's really encouraging. I hope to catch you in one of my next videos. See you soon.